what makes us tick. We are Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos, and we go beyond the news.
The more we talk about it, the less we fight about it.
This is not a natural disaster. This is a lack of planning. The money that these people have been borrowing over the years that have indebted this country so much, where are those money that they borrowed gone into?
This Lagos flooding has shown that Lagos is not working for people in Lagos.
Join the conversation. Dial 0913 5000 953.
Good evening and welcome to the big story here on Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos. I am Chika Ago. It is Wednesday, the 6th of December, and let's get into the big story this evening. The story of Tundun Biri, a community in Kaduna State bombed in error by the Nigerian army, is a painful one for many Nigerians. It is the 10th mistargeted bombing by the Nigerian military in 2 years. Residents of Tundun Biri village who died when a drone belonging to the Nigerian army bombed their Maulud celebration have been laid to rest. Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, the Chief of Army Staff, paid the community a condolence visit. In a statement by Onyenka Nwachukwu, Army spokesperson, Mr. Lagbaja described the bombing as a very disheartening occurrence. He said troops of the Nigerian army were on a routine mission when the, quote, mistake occurred. Many of the injured survivors are receiving treatment at Berau Diko Teaching Hospital, Kaduna State. Here is Shuaibu Musa, Deputy Chief Medical Director at the hospital, speaking on the condition of the survivors in their facility.
As it is now, we are still assessing them. Some are already in the theater. We are going to assess the extent of injuries, right? Some have very blunt abdominal injuries. Some have lacerating abdominal injuries with so much massive bleeding. Some have some very bad fractures, right? Some have certain other injuries that we are going to assess. Some have been taken to the theater. It is after that assessment, then we will now determine the extent of the injury. For now, footing the bill, as you can see, we are not talking about bills yet, right? We are talking about saving the lives, right? So as they came, we didn't ask for bills. We are sorting them out, right? Trying to take care of them. And we have a social welfare department in this hospital, who at the moment is, carrying the ladder, right? But eventually, we hope to forward whatever we spent to the government to settle.
That was Berau Diko, or that was Shuaibu Musa rather, Deputy Chief Medical Director at Berau Diko Teaching Hospital, where many of the injured survivors are receiving treatment. And by the way, that was from the last time that Dr. Diko granted, I beg your pardon, that was the last time that Dr. Musa granted an interview. It was early yesterday, so between then and now, it's not clear just how much has changed between, what he said here and what the reality is at the moment. But for the latest on the situation in the community, particularly for more context on the lives of those that this unfortunate incident has affected, I had a conversation with a journalist who's very familiar with the community. He opted to be identified only as Musa, which, by the way, is also not his real name. And I started by asking him to tell us more about the bombing that fateful night.
Well, what happened, it was on Sunday around 9:30 in the night. The Muslims in the community gathered to celebrate Eid Maulud in the night. And there were chairs, there were canopies, there were generating set, because this is the very remote village without electricity, without any such form of social amenities. So they gathered to celebrate the Maulid, and all of a sudden there was this air strike. Initially, people thought it was from the Nigerian Air Force, but later Nigerian Air Force said no. They did not have any military operations within the last 24 hours of that day. So later the Nigerian Army took the responsibilities and even general apologies. Yesterday when the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Dorit Lagwaja, was in the village to condole with the members of the communities and also to tell them that Nigerian Army has taken full responsibility of whatever happened, and they are tendering their apology to the community and to the entire people of Kaduna State. This is a community that is not far from the Kaduna International Airport, though accessing the community is difficult because of the bad road and the fare. Because this is area where there has been activities of bandits will kidnap people at will, will attack people at will at any time in the night, in the daytime. And even the community, they have been experiencing bandit attack and kidnap. Bandits do come to the area to either attack the members of the community or to actually kidnap them. So on that fateful day, maybe I don't know because the Nigerian Army said it was an unfortunate incident. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they were trying to attack, or strike the bandits. Maybe I don't know. Maybe mistakenly bombed the innocent people who are gathering to celebrate Eid Maulid.
You know, Musa, you spoke about two very important things that I want to touch on, right? One, the terrorists that are acting in the area and that have been attacking the villagers. Secondly, the celebration that was hit by an airstrike. So I want us to talk about the celebration first. Do you know anybody personally who lost their lives or who is currently seriously injured as a result of that airstrike?
Yeah, I was in the community and I was in the hospital. I saw people, I talked to them, I interviewed them. When I was in the community, I entered their houses, small houses, very remote area. I saw the women. This attack children and women were the worst hit because children died, women died, youths died. So I saw the relatives of the victims in the community, and also at the hospital where some of them are receiving treatment. Even yesterday, somebody told me some people passed on yesterday. So you can imagine that the death toll is now we can say it's now rising.
Yeah, last time we checked, some people were reporting that the death toll has hit 90. Do you think that we may be dealing with a higher number now?
No, because one of the villagers told me that he knows of 84. And maybe with the people that died yesterday, maybe the figures is now over 100. Yeah. On Monday, they buried about 84. That's on Monday. And so some people died at the hospital yesterday. Maybe if you add the number, it will be more than 100.
So, I mean, that's heartbreaking. I can imagine, what exactly does this community look like today? What is there?
They are traumatized. They are confused. They are angry. They don't know what to do next. Because, as I've told you earlier, this is a very small community in the outskirts of Kaduna, behind Kaduna International Airport. This is a community where there is no any form of social amenities for the community members to enjoy. There is no hospital, there is no pipe and water, there is no electricity, there is no good road network, and it's a mixed community, both with Christian and Muslims. And mind you, this is a very important thing I want you guys to know, that among the dead, there are also Christians, because this is a community where there are Muslims and Christians all live together peacefully. So among the victims, there were Christians also.
So it was one of those celebrations where people, even though it was a Muslim celebration, everybody in the community came together to celebrate, because that's what life is like for people who live there. You celebrate together.
That's how it used to be in the north. Before this crisis divided people. People celebrate Christmas or Salah together. And it's a very small community. Virtually all the members know one another. So when they're celebrating Christmas or Salah, probably they celebrate together. And I interviewed somebody who told me that he was at home when the accident happened, but his child, very small child, went there to play with the Muslim kids, to be just with them. Unfortunately, he was bombed by the airstrike. So this is the true situation of the whole thing. It's a very, very small community.
Let's talk about the terrorist attacks in the community that you spoke of, right? Because even the military said that they were trailing some terrorists and they were the original targets of that bomb that was dropped there. Can you give me more details on the activities of these terrorists and, sort of the villagers and how it has affected their lives before now?
Let me give you a picture of the area. This is the area that is a forest behind the community. It's a thick forest that traverses to Niger State, that traverses to Kaduna State, that traverses to Zamfara State, maybe up to Niger, up to border. It's a very thick forest. And banditry started maybe around Tundun Biri and so. So this is something that I can't tell you that you can't count, because in those days bandits had field day, they attacked people at will, and it started far Tundun Biri, which is about 1.5 hours drive from Kaduna. The bandit activity started there before moving to closer to the Kaduna city and that community which is around Kaduna International Airport. So no one can say when exactly, but it is up to it's more than 5 years now. It's more than 5 years now. I don't know if I'm using the right word. This is like ignored community. Nobody cares about it. Nobody knows about their existence except maybe the people within the vicinity of the community. Bandits kill and attack. Most of the attacks were not reported. Nobody knows that such attacks are happening. The people know that every day bandits must either kidnap or kill somebody. But there has never time when this community was in the public domain, in the media, that see, bandits are attacking this community, bandits are killing people. No, it's ignored community. Many people in Kaduna don't even know that such community has been there. Nobody knows, just few people. So nobody can say when a bandit either attack the community or kidnap people there. But it's in the public. People know that there are bandit activities within around that area. If you could remember, there was a time bandit attacked the National Airport. Could you remember?
I remember when they came in from the runway.
So from Kaduna International, from the fence of the community to Kaduna, and from fence of the Kaduna International Airport to community, with on normal day with good work, you may not. It will take you up to 10 minutes. It will take you up to 10 minutes because of the bad road. You will maybe it will take you maybe to 15 or 20 minutes. So these are the areas where bandit activities, bandit attacks, and what have you have been recorded in the past. So it's not, though this is the first time that such ugly incident happened in Kaduna, but it's not new to people that bandits have been attacking people and at different locations in Kaduna State.
I want to ask about the state government. I know that the Chief of Army Staff was there. He attended the burial. And I know that some people are...
He didn't attend the burial. He was there to condole. He didn't attend the burial.
When were they buried? Because I understand he was there yesterday. So they were buried Monday.
It was on Monday. I'm sure some buried today, yesterday or today. I don't know. Maybe those people that died yesterday. I don't know. But it was the mass burial was performed was done on Monday.
On a Monday. Has there been anybody from Governor Sani Uba's government to visit the community and talk to you about what the government wants to do next?
Yes, yesterday the deputy governor was at the community with top Kaduna government officials to condole, commiserate with the community, and also to appeal to them to be calm. And said that the government will take care of the injured persons. Right from on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, the Fitiani Islam, which is the one of the Muslim group, said they want compensation. They don't want lip service. All they are asking for is for the government to compensate them. Are you with me?
I am.
But yes, the deputy governor was there, the speaker was there, other top government officials were there, but the state governor was not there. I don't know what happened, whether he's in the town or not. I don't know, but he was not there physically for people to see.
I want to ask about the compensation that this group are asking for. Is that what the community agreed upon, or is that what this organization is asking for on behalf of the community? And are they authorized to speak on behalf of the community?
Even the community are now asking for compensation, because I spoke to some of the widows yesterday. They told me that they've lost everything. Imagine there was a house that's almost 10 people killed in that house. Imagine. I interviewed a lady. She's alone with her younger brother. And she was there. Oh my God! And they are even. Oh my God! Those women are now thinking of maybe leaving the community because of the trauma, and they don't have husbands. Their children were killed. You know, you could understand the condition of these people. So they themselves, they are asking for compensation. Yes. See, this is a community where the people in that community relied on their farmland to survive. They farm before they eat. They farm before they take care of to pay their bills. And now they are leaving the community without nothing. Where do they expect them to go? That's their question. Where do the government expect them to go? They lost their loved ones, their husband, the children, and now they have nothing to fall back on. Nothing. So now they want compensation. And the organization also are asking for what? For compensation.
I don't know if you have, or if the community, whether the leaders or even the survivors, are having a conversation about, how much compensation would be enough. But is that a conversation that's already happening now? How much compensation, or what the people really think is would be good compensation for the loss that they've incurred? Obviously, nothing that we can give them now will bring the dead ones back, and nothing there's nothing we can give them now to undo the pain that the survivors are going through. But what does compensation look like for them? What are they asking for exactly?
No, there's no specific amount, and the government yet to maybe announce or react or say something, or maybe announce the figures or something like that. And the communities, you don't expect them now to. They are traumatized. They are confused. So all they are asking of is compensation. Maybe after some days, maybe the government and will sit down with them, talk to them, so that they can. A plan or agreed on the compensation plan and what have you. But now there's no, the government did not announce, and the community also did not actually say this is where and what the compensation should come from. But all they're asking is compensation, and this is just barely maybe 48 hours. I think so. After the incident, and you don't expect such things to happen immediately.
No, I don't expect it to happen immediately. But I mean, at this moment, people need to feed. People need drugs. People need, people need help desperately. Has the government sent in any form of relief items to the community right now? Is there food package? Are there drugs? Is there water trucks? What has the state government sent in the last 48 hours when it comes to relief for your community?
Well, as of yesterday, there was nothing. Only the members of that organization and the district head of the area were there to support the people. And though the deputy governor said yesterday the support or whatever was on the way to the community, but I don't know whether it has really reached the community. But the community are just there, nothing. They are just there mourning without proper support. But I don't know what happened today, because the deputy governor said the support or the relief materials or whatever was on the way as of yesterday. But I'm telling you, when I visited the community, there was nothing like support, except people around that talk to the people to be calm, talk to the people to please be patient, and the rest. But there was nothing like support. But I don't know what happened. Maybe today, maybe the state government has sent maybe the relief materials. I don't know.
Do you think that we can still expect people to live in this community, say, in another 1-2 years? Just given what you've described, it's very far, almost cut off from civilization. We can, because of obviously the condition. And now this has happened. Do you expect people to still live there in another 1 year? What do you think this incident here, has done to this community and the life that people live there?
The incident has affected the community actually, and it has sent fears down the spine of the community members, I know. But let me tell you something. Kaduna State is a very big state. There are hundreds of such communities in the forest, in the bush, and they are still living despite the terrorists and the bandit attack. So definitely, some of the community members may leave the community, and I'm sure many of them died, because this is a community of the peasant farmers. They don't nothing besides apart from their farmlands. That's their source of livelihood. So if we take them off that community to another community, where or how will they start from? Because they don't have farmland, they know nothing. Most of them didn't go to school. So it will be hard. It's not easy for them to leave such a community. As I said earlier, there are hundreds of such communities in the length and the breadth of Kaduna State. Despite the terrorist attack and the military attack, they are still existing. There are communities that bandits force them to vacate the community, or people run away from the community. But I don't think the community will cease to exist.
That was Musa, a journalist who is very familiar with this community in Kaduna State, Tundun Biri, talking to me about the current situation of things there and providing more context into that community, what life is like for those who live there and how they have been affected by this unfortunate bombing by a drone belonging to the Nigerian army. And that's the big story this evening here on Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos. We will continue to pay attention to developments out of Tundun Biri in Kaduna State, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we learn of them. But at the round table, let's talk about a statement made by the Minister of Defense, because he was there, right? The Minister of State for Defense, Beno Matawale, visited the victims of the unfortunate incidents, and while he was there, he said this. Take a listen.
Well, we are not going to relent to our actions, because these criminals, we must defeat them by God's grace. So we are going to continue fighting the criminals till we succeeded on fighting against banditry and other criminalities in this country. Therefore, it is just an unfortunate incident that happens, and God has already destined that this will happen, and it has happened. All we do is to pray for the deceased and for those in the hospital to have a great recovery.
God has already destined that this will happen, and it has happened. A statement by the Minister of Defense there. I'll take your thoughts on that at the round table. If you want to talk to me, the phone lines are open. 0913 5000 953 and 0901 1111 953. I'll take your thoughts in just a touch. Stay with me. My name is Chika Ago. Good evening.
We are intentional about the stories we tell and the language we use in telling them.
Intentional about the people we speak to and why we speak to them.
Because here at Radio Now 95.3 FM, we aren't just telling any story.
We are telling your story.
And your story is all that matters.
Go to Financial Services Regulation and Coordinating Committee FSRCC tinyere National Broadcasting Commission NBC johere ado ho obodo aka na ntị banyere ndị na-atụ mgbere ego iwu akwadoghị bụ Illegal Financial Operators IFO nke na-eme ka ndị mmadụ ghara inwekwa ntụkwasị obi ọzọ tinyere na ngalaba na-ahụ maka ego na Nigeria enweghị nkwudosi ike. Ha jizi ohere agwa ndị ọha obodo ka ha kwụsị ịtụnyere ndị na-atụ mgbere ego enweghị akwụkwọ ikike. Ị nwekwara ike ime nchọpụta banyere akwụkwọ ikike ụlọ ọrụ dị otu a site n'akara webụsaịtị ndị a www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng. maka inye mkpesa banyere gburugburu ego n'ụdị ọbụla kpọọ 07002255226, 08002255226 maọbụ +2348176656273. Ozi a si n'aka FSRCC.
In order to keep up with our culture of excellence and continue to bring you the very best of radio programming, we invite you, our dear esteemed listener, to share your concerns with us on any of our content and or broadcast practices that you consider unsatisfactory. You can reach us via WhatsApp on 0809 682 2595. That is 0809 682 2595. This is for us to get your feedback on our efforts to continue to build and maintain our relationship with you and also to serve you better. Thank you for choosing Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos.
The issues are all around us, but who talks about them? Law enforcement breaking the law, property owners ripping off tenants, political office holders taking the electorate for granted, or is it the plague of recurring bad policies made by the government? These are the issues. Let's talk about these and more at the Round Table. Stay locked on to Radio Now 95.3 FM every weekday as we discuss these hot topics around us on The Round Table on Now Express. The Round Table, weekdays, 5:30 p.m.
Good evening. Welcome to the Round Table. My name is Chika Ago. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Just moments ago, we had a conversation with a journalist who chose to be identified only as Musa, who is very familiar with Tundun Biri community in Kaduna State, and he talked to us about the situation on ground there. This is coming some 70 plus hours, or 60 plus hours rather, after they were hit by a bomb dropped by a drone belonging to the Nigerian army. The death toll is so far, reports are given anywhere from 90 to 100, right? There's not, we still haven't gotten a definite number because people in the hospital are still dying, as a result of the hits by the bomb. So right now figures are still not very, they're still not very clear. But the former governor of Zamfara State and Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, was there, to pay condolence visits to the survivors of that unfortunate incident, and he said this.
We are not going to relent to our actions, because these criminals, we must defeat them by God's grace. So we are going to continue fighting the criminals till we succeeded on fighting against banditry and other criminalities in this country. Therefore, it is just an unfortunate incident that happens, and God has already destined that this will happen, and it has happened. All we do is to pray for the deceased and for those in the hospital to have a quick recovery.
I keep saying governor. Former Governor Bello Matawale, Minister of State for Defense there. And his response to what has happened. I want to get your thoughts on that. 0913 50953 and 0901 1111953. He says that what happened there was willed by God, and it has happened. And how do you feel about that? I want to know. How do you feel about him saying that what happened there was willed by God and we have to move on? Do you think that does that shift responsibility away from them? Would you say does that shift duty of negligence away from them? Would you say? You can leave me a note on WhatsApp, a voice note, or a text, whichever works best for you. 0809 682 2595. Good evening. Hello? Okay, you can also call me 0901 1111953, 0901 1111953, 0913 50953. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. My name is Michael.
Michael?
Yeah.
Michael, where are you calling from?
calling from my papa.
Okay, Michael, please go on.
Well, my take is that it's even better if he doesn't know what to say. Just keep quiet. Saying is the like this. What do they mean by testing? What do they mean by the word testing? That it will happen. Something he has already used, just contradicting himself. He said it's quite unfortunate that it happened. And you are now saying it's destined by God. What God? We like pushing our responsibilities, our incompetence to God. That is one of the problems we have in this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Michael said it seems like us pushing responsibility away from us and putting that on God. Is that what it seems like, in your opinion? Good evening, welcome.
Hello, Chika.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Michael. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Michael, good evening.
Yeah, I just listened to the Minister Defense.
State.
Is it Matawale?
Yeah, Minister of State for Defense.
Saying that it's the handwork of God. That's why they bombed and killed people.
He's not saying it's the hand. When you say handwork of God, it's different. He's saying it's been destined.
It's destined to happen, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing they said during the election. They did all this mago and they said that is how God wants it. I mean, they should, instead of him to call for investigation, let's know the cause of those bombing. And he's saying that it's destined. God cannot destine bad thing now. You can never be the destiny of what God destines. God cannot destine for people to make mistakes and kill hundreds of people. People are still dying as we are speaking today. So you shouldn't do that. That's the mentality that we have in Nigeria. When things are done wrongly, instead of us to find out what led to it and find a permanent solution so that it doesn't happen again, we say let's take it as the act of God. I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him. Meanwhile, our minister is speaking wrong English. Past tense and present past participle. The whole minister. They changed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. You're on air. Good evening.
Hello, Chika.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah.
Dr. Paul,
Hello,
is that you?
hear me?
I can hear you. Is that you, Dr. Paul?
Hello?
I can hear you. Hello? Okay, I think I may have lost the connection to Dr. Paul. That's assuming it was actually Dr. Paul on the line. 0913-5000-953 and 0901-1111953. You can also leave me a text on WhatsApp too. My WhatsApp line is 0809-682-2595. Hello, you're on air. Good evening.
I'm on the road, actually.
Okay, Dr. Paul, is that
you?
Welcome. Please go on, Dr. Paul.
Well, I don't know when we are going to stop mediocrity in our appointment. What do you know about defense? This is a man that governed Zamfara State 8 years. I think I'm right, check or 4 years.
4.
And is it 4 or 8?
He was there for 4 years.
Okay. Now, you know how many cars they say to return? I had about 50 cars. So, this kind of individuals, they can never run a local government. Matawale can never run a local government. But as long as this country is built on appointing people that will requisite knowledge, that's what they said. What brought about is destined to happen. Instead of us, anyway, I've seen another platform this morning. It is a country that passes democracy. In fact, there will be a serious, holistic shake-up in the army. But what happened? They said they are going to set up a panel of inquiry.
to investigate who. And if you can't investigate them, unless you want people like retired generals, retired court judges, and so that they will look into it. But they are not under themselves. You can't probe them as soon as the army is concerned. Chika, do you know the number 120 people died? They snuff life from them. And we move on. Nothing happened. Nobody. Chief of Army Staff is still there. Chief of Defense Staff is still there. Before you know it, now it's attractive ethnic connotation. That or regional connotation. Because we don't punish people involved in wrongdoing. That's the problem in this country. What investigation are you going to carry out? Chika, are we going to say the bombing of or using drone attack in those villages is inadvertent? Because you cannot tell me them pay with terrorists according to the things that. So terrorists now have a mark that can identify. And my anger limit is that they carried out this attack 2 times, according to eyewitness. If it's a mistake, the first one, why can't you see, when people say it's intentional, I don't know what to say on that. You do something and you do it again, and they say it's intentional. Honestly, I don't know whether you think about that. All these terrorists going on motorbike, I feel like that have been killed by drone strike from the army.
I would say that the army has reported, and not just the army, there's been independent reports of terrorists being hit by drone strikes too. So
where? How many were killed?
I don't have that figure, but we cannot say that we haven't seen those drone strikes.
Was it televised?
I mean, this is a war against terrorism. It's not for entertainment. What are you asking for? Why are you asking it to televised? Yeah, well, I don't know that the Nigerian army is interested in doing that. Again, I can't speak for
why should they televise this one?
Was this televised?
I didn't watch it. We are children and they actually everything. You didn't see it?
I haven't.
What somebody did spoke.
Well, are you when you say televised, are you speaking of people going to the community and showing us what happened afterwards, or are you saying footage? You're saying footage from the drone as he dropped the bomb. Is that what you're saying?
The people that were killed in the hospital, it was so
oh, okay. I've seen videos, but when you say televised, I thought you meant
that's the wrong word. It was shown. I'm not saying it was televised live.
Oh, okay.
When the attack was carried out, it was shown. Even some of them, they are followed everywhere and other things. It was shown. No, but what we hear every day that 1,000 terrorists surrendered to the army. Army K308, Bruno, Yobe, Adamawa. That is why there is this lazy law. America warned us that why they don't want to also use that to Ghana and so on. That we are going to use it ourselves. It's there. Under Donald Trump. And the American living that this is not the first time, this is not the second time, this is not the third time. The same thing. I think in fact I'm not happy. Only have something people. Nothing like flag, you only have mass in Kaduna State. They go to the forest. What will come out of the forest? What do you will come out there? With chief of officer be suspended? With the chief of defense staff? There's no problem. They prove themselves and that's the end. And we move on.
All right.
It's quite unfortunate.
Dr. Paul, thank you very much for your thoughts. Good evening. Good evening, Kenny.
My brother.
How are you?
I explained the devil's advocate. You are doing a good job. Hey, Chigazi.
Good evening. Please go on.
You see, military. This one, I don't know what they are proving. I don't know what they are proving. They should stop confusing us. Who did the thing? You know the person that did it, not that they throw the something, you don't know where the bomb will fell down from. What do you want to, somebody commit a crime, you say you want to probe it, you are caught red-handed. You see you want to probe who, and probe who, as in, to probe the circumstances why you dropped it, and the what. Whatever happened, is it consequential? You have dropped it, you have dropped it. Ignorance of the whole thing is not an excuse. You understand? The chief of army staff, I don't know why he's coming out to romance words or to twist as if we don't know, we are dummies in this country. The Lekki Toll Gate massacre and what have you. What is the outcome? What is the outcome of the Lekki Toll Gate massacre? They say they want to prove. My brother, you are sitting on a very long bench. Nothing is going to. They just want to bamboozle us and confuse us. See, Chika, Chief Matawale, he is the state Minister of State for Defense. Forget about it. You see, you cannot. Is it that it has been a long time the army they went for normal war? They are now using our people as a test kit to know if the bomb is working. Because that is what I can say. Maybe the bomb has been in their custody for a very long time. They want to test it if it is working.
That's not. I don't think that's a nice thing to say, Kenny.
So why are you dropping bomb? Because before you can drop bomb, they must give you go ahead.
Kenny, what they said was that they thought they were targeting terrorists.
My brother, see, we watch other international communities how they drop bombs. You understand me? You are not dropping knockout. I said this yesterday. You know what bomb can cause? Do you know the damages? Humongous damages that bomb can cause. You don't do guesswork when you are dropping bomb. You don't do guesswork. They said the movement looks like movement of terrorists. Or that if it is not terrorist, it is not terrorist. You don't need to drop bomb there. You saw children. You saw little children and women. And you drop the bomb. And you are telling me, Apollo, does he have conjunctivitis? That he cannot distinguish. He has a coordinate. He must have captured that place and snap it and get the whole accurate thing before drop the coordinate. Before dropping the bomb. He dropped the bomb. Somebody is coming to spin everything as if we are fools in this country. You don't do all those things. They don't. I mean, you should just back out and. By now, head should have been rolling. They should have suspended the chief of army staff. Suspend that man first, so that they will know you are serious. Because as we are talking about this one now, another one person now is doing react and has to drop his own. Because you see, once you do something first one, you say it's a mistake. Second one is not a mistake. Third one is not intentional, my brother. I don't know what they are quarreling for. I don't know. But when you check that thing well, you hear the detail. We are waiting. You see, all these things, they are just like onion. Once you peel the first layer, you see a new one. You see peel another one, you see a new one. So the whole thing will be unfolding. Very soon, it will be unfolding. Why can you go there and drop bomb? The other day was the terrorists and the bandits and what have you. They were having meetings. I don't know if they are having their own village meetings. Our police were guiding them too. Was this Zamfara? They were having meetings. The police, nobody was within that territory. And everybody back out. They had their meeting and zoom up with their Okada. Wait, Chika, you are my brother. Did you not witness that meeting? They televised it. We saw those things online.
Kenny, there's a lot of things to keep up with. I did not see that, but you know what? Let's leave it here, Kenny.
My brother, you're a journalist. You need to be very current.
Well, I am current.
No, when I tell you what
Kenny, I'm not doubting you. I'm saying that I did not witness it. There are two different things we're saying here. You're asking me, Chika, did you witness? And I said, no, I did not witness. Isn't that what you asked me?
You need to be fast now. You need to be fast. You saw all those things. They had their meeting with their Okada, with their gun, everything.
Kenny.
Police, I even saw policemen was standing beside.
Kenny.
Because they gave them clearance to do that meeting. So how can you be giving terrorist clearance to do meetings, very large meetings, if you see their multitude? I was just saying, where our army?
Kenny, look, I can't authenticate any of this, but thank you very much for your thoughts and for sharing with me.
Okay, my brother, we know this country.
Thank you very much. There are two different things, right? When I say, oh, I know about this, I'm giving legitimacy to it. If I don't know about it. And look, my job is to report the facts that I'm well aware of. Anything outside of that, I'm speculating, and I can't speak to it. Ambassador Musbao, good evening. I thought you would never call.
Yeah, Ambassador Musbao here from Machine.
Good evening. I thought you'd never call.
Unfortunate. Well, everybody is entitled to his opinion, but there's an opinion who are not good for ear consumption at all. I must be sincere with you. Well, I commiserate with the family of those who lost their life at Kaduna, and I pray to God not to let this happen. And also, I feel for the soldier. They have come out, the military, they are doing great. They need to be commended. Because to me, what happened to me, I'm not sure this could be intentionally. Honestly, it could be a mistake, as Legrani said. But to me, it's not what we should celebrating, maybe pulling the military down or do what. No. Fighting terrorists is like they're not wearing uniform. And most of these bandits, they use man as a human shield. They be at the place of people of a shield, stamina. At times, it's so difficult for the military at times. No, for anyone they should do more on the intelligence, they should increase more. This thing should not occur again. But at the same time, not that I'm giving a knock, stamina. No, I think there must be something going on. So please let us do more intelligence before targeting their target. Stamina. In both sides, they should do more. Stamina. I feel for them and also feel for the military. Stamina. So please let us keep on their job. Target the bandits, not civilian anymore. So I pray to God to grant those who lost their life, eternal rest, and the body are still in the hospital, sick, ill, stamina. So that I think so. To me, it's not uncalled for incident, honestly speaking. Thank you, Chika.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Musbao. I hear you. Obviously, it's a very painful one for everybody, right? But even more painful for those whose lives have been disrupted by this incident. And I think that as Nigerians, the only thing that we owe them right now is coming together and demanding that the right thing be done for them. And that, their punishment for, those who were responsible for this, for all of this. I don't know how that's going to happen. Obviously that's with the military. We'll have to wait for investigations to be done before anything else can take place. But I can imagine that, everyone thinks that this is a very, very difficult period in our lives. And, we are speaking from that, emotional hurt that we feel. Good evening, you're on air. What's your name?
Yeah, Kenny.
Kenny, okay.
Yeah. Chika, please, in this our client, or in this side that we are, we need to be reasoning fast enough that we have souls that have gone untimely. You understand? In my local dialect, let's say when they carry another person's cup, if you look at it, they carry firewood or log of wood. People have died. You don't need to. I'm not speaking for that, but when people come and start gaslighting, it's not intentional. It's not this. How many times have you heard in the US that they drop bomb and kill people? How many times have you heard? Look at other civilized clients. It's only our army that are prone to mistake. It's only our own. It's not one. It's not two. It's not three. The other day was where people were doing traditional marriage. They went there and dropped bombs. But they will never go to where terrorists are having meetings. I don't know whether these people they have Apollo when they are driving this helicopter and so that was why US refused to send support to come to us during Jonathan's time. Because they know what our army are up to. Many of them they recruited all these bandits and what have you. They say surrender. They recruit them. These people committing our work. What they have committed now is more grievous than what the terrorists have been committing. The one that have been committed, they are mistake according to them or non-intentional act. Is it not more dangerous than what the terrorists have been doing and bandits?
Who knows if the person that was flying that thing is even one of the repentant bandits or repentant
Nah, that's
Boko
not
Haram?
No, Kenny,
We
no.
don't know. We don't
Kenny,
know the name of the pilot.
no, Kenny, that's not even Kenny. No, I'm not even like no. Look, Kenny,
wait, let me come
I'm
down.
not.
Let me come
Wait,
down.
hold on. Let me. Kenny, hold on. First of all,
Okay.
yeah, the people that we're dealing with here, right, are extremely. They are well trained. You have to actually go
You can
through.
see in our
Kenny,
workplace,
Kenny,
because
wait,
some people are not
Kenny,
involved.
hold on.
If your person is involved,
Kenny, will you listen?
tell me that,
Kenny, would you listen?
they are
You
not
don't know.
they are
You
well
don't
trained.
know. You don't know the person.
I don't need to know. In as
fl-
much as souls have gone, 100
Kenny,
and something have
I
gone.
hear you, but you see,
I
two
don't want to
wrongs,
know
two
whatever they want
wrongs.
to
You
steal.
should, but you should. You should, right? You should, because ignorance doesn't look good on anybody. The people who fly these drones, right? They are well trained. They're well trained officers, right? They have look.
Well,
They are
but
they are
never
top.
make
Look,
any mistake
they are
to
top
go and
of
bomb Barcelona.
Kenny. With you,
They
wait,
have
hold
never
on.
make any mistake to
I
go
don't
and bomb Barcelona.
that's one other thing, Kenny. And you're splitting hair.
they know where
You
they
are
will go.
splitting hair, Kenny. You are splitting hair. But hold on. Listen to me, my brother. Listen
I'm
to me.
angry now.
I
These
hear
people,
you.
they are my
Yeah,
brothers
but
and sisters.
you are no.
I'm angry.
Like, you're
You
no
don't tell
more
me how to
angry.
be angry.
You're no. Yeah, I can. If your
You
anger
need to tell me
involves,
how to be angry.
I will.
You cannot be the child and
I
tell
will.
the child how to cry.
You are on a public forum, Kenny. You're on a public forum, and if you are going to speak out of turn because you're angry, maybe you should avoid the public space, right? Because there are people who are listening to you who might think that it is true, and the only reason why I'm talking to you now is because I want them to know that there is no way, and like there's no, as far as my human mind can accommodate, there is no simulation where a repentant terrorist is flying a drone that belongs to the Nigeria Army.
We don't know now. We
No,
don't
Kenny,
know.
I am authoritatively telling you.
I'm not
You don't
saying,
know.
I'm not saying it
You
is.
don't. No,
I said,
Kenny.
we don't know.
You don't know, right? Don't say we. You don't know. And it's fine if you don't.
I don't know. That was what I said. I don't know.
Telling you. So I'm telling you two things. I'm telling you no. Kenny, no, and I'm telling you two things. No, they weren't, and I'm telling you two things. One, that's not happening.
Sorry for that. But
Thank
maybe
you.
what I heard on the news is quite different.
Nobody. I don't know where you heard that news. But perhaps you should listen to us more often. I don't know where you heard that. But you know what, Kenny?
When we were small, we never throw knockouts.
Let's leave it here.
We don't throw knockouts anyhow.
Kenny.
We don't. We are talking about somebody that is well
Kenny,
professional. He's dropping bombs.
Two different things. But let's leave it here, Kenny. Thank you very much. Right? Thank you. And I know that we're all angry. We're all emotional. But it would do us a lot more good to keep it in check. Right? There are people who, whose lives for real have been upended by this. Right? So let's consider them and understand that at the end of the day, every conversation we are having today, whether it is pushing back at the government, whether it is demanding more for the government, whether it is criticizing what they have done or not done, it is because we want to make Nigeria better. And it would help that we're approaching this, from a point of my country, Nigeria first, and that we're doing it with good intention and not in bad faith, no ill will. All right. So Kenny, thank you for sharing your thoughts with me this evening. Unfortunately, this is where we're going to end the conversation because I've got to take the news at 6 p.m. But I'm back tomorrow from 2, so make sure to join me then. My name is Chika Ago. Have a good night, Lagos.
Across Nigeria, Africa, and the world, this is Radio Now News.